Go.
Hi, I'm Alexandra Crow, and I'm representing Pretty Bird Design Company. So today I'm presenting my ideas for your breakfast lunch cafe, Yoke. I first want to say that this has been a really exciting and enjoyable project for me. I've been working with samples I've only dreamed of working with, and it's really been able to challenge my creative ability as well as expand my creative horizons. So I've got some great ideas for you. When we first met, you presented 4 objectives for me. First of all, you wanted to replace the 2 front windows, take out the 2 front walls and replace them with glass. Second of all, you wanted to change this front wall, have a back wall of shelving. Second of all, you wanted an ADA compliant cash wrap. And fourth of all, you wanted 3 ceiling height changes. And finally, last but not least, you wanted to create an inviting and successful business. The inspiration for this project came from the actual yolk of an egg. The bright, vibrant color, as well as the funky shape of the surrounding semi-side egg white, as well as distressed materials. And used unconventional materials used in unconventional yet appropriate ways. The concept for the project became to create an eclectic and sophisticated area for the locals in the heart of San Francisco, using diagonal and horizontal line, as well as a series of rounded shapes and various amounts of texture to create a whimsical, inviting space for the locals. So on that note, let's move to the perspective. As you're walking by on the street, you see the exterior. This is mimicked after many buildings in San Francisco, old Art Deco style buildings in San Francisco. You can see that it's made out of the precast concrete panels with dental molding across the top. This is the first traditional feeling of the place. Then to spice it up and make it a bit lighter, I'm using a distressed turquoise door, reclaimed door. This will also cut down your prices as well as lighten the space, the feeling up a bit, make it a bit more fun rather than the other traditional buildings in San Francisco. As you walk by, you see the large typewriter script window decal for Yoke. This tells you that not only has it got this sophisticated traditional feel as well as eclectic feel, that it's also very modern. It's grabbing, it's bold. You can see it in rain or snow from the street. What you don't see here now is a step back from here would be a sign coming off of this building with the Yoke logo hanging down, maybe a rusty little sign. So from here you get a general feeling that this is a fun and inviting place, that it's still sophisticated and modern, yet still really inviting, and it screams breakfast and lunch. The colors, the name, you name it. The overall color of the feeling is very warm. When you see in the window, you see this distressed brick, this old reclaimed brick from Mississippi Brick Company, as well as this engineered hardwood, which is commercial grade, but it's a distressed finish, so it keeps that sort of aged, whimsical feeling, as well as this bright yellow wall. It really warms the space up. To keep it from being too cabiny, because this is a breakfast lunch establishment, we're using a lot of creams and pops of turquoise to keep it still crisp and classy. Also, you'll see that I've met your requirements for the 3 ceiling height changes. Here, over the cash wrap, I've brought down a drop box, a solid drop box, that is home to the cash wrap area. Your eyes are immediately drawn to it, and that's where your Yoke signage will be. You know exactly where to go as soon as you walk in. Then at 13 feet, I've got a corrugated iron drop box with a 4-foot soffit cut out of it that is home to the chandelier that I'll tell you more about later. And then after that, we have 10 by 9 foot triangular wood sound baffles. These bring the space down a bit to to stop the people, to avoid from the customers feeling too dwarfed by the space. I don't want it to, it's a small space and it's got 15-foot ceilings, so it's going to be really noisy in there. This will really help to absorb the sound as well as add that diagonal vertical appeal. So let's move inside. When you walk in, you immediately see this 6-foot-tall velvet tufted booth. Now this is a waiting area. There's more seating behind. Your attention is next grabbed by this chandelier, which is made out of spoons and forks and is also beautifully lit for that really whimsical feeling. This is placed and centered in the middle of that soffit, that corrugated iron drop box, as well as over a change in the flooring pattern, which draws a line up to the cash wraps area, as well as indicates where to form a line. Now, when you're looking west, standing in line, because there will be a line because it's going to be a really successful business, people can either look to their left and look out at the beautiful city, or they can look to their right at this display area. Now on this wall, I've used a chair rail-like trim, which I'm bringing down at 10 feet tall, again to avoid dwarfing our customers because it is such a tall ceiling. Above will be painted a cream in this crisp linen color paint, and below will be painted in this goldfinch yellow. It mimics the color of the yolk, as well as really warms up and tempts the appetite. On this wall, I'll be using 5 by 2 foot cartouche-shaped mirrors to horizontally expand the space, as well as really class it up. This will have a silver or white frame, depending on your choice, your interest. Between these will be, you'll see here, between these will be mini shelves displaying whiteware, porcelain whiteware. I've chosen this because the yellow on white contrast is really crisp. It coincides with the rounded lines and the crisp feel of the restaurant. Now, also, not only is this beautiful to look at from inside, but from outside, this wall just grabs you in. Not only do you see the bold lettering, but behind this you see this wall, which is bold and just really inviting. You walk by and you want to know what's inside. So let's move to the elevations and floor plan. Here at the south entrance, you would walk in. If there's a line, you can wait at the waiting booth, and if not, the traffic flow allows to comfortably go outside the door. A line can form outside of the door. So you would walk in, see the waiting booths. If there is no line, you would see the change in floor pattern and form a line. You can see that this whole area, this is an example of the drop down, you can see that this whole area is open and completely ADA accessible. Here are 2 sets of booths. They can seat from 4 to 6 people each, as well as the waiting booth that you see in the perspective here. And I've chosen to leave the west side of these tables open so that people in their wheelchairs don't have to settle for a table. They can just wheel up to the booth with the rest of their family, no questions asked, easy, accessible. Other elements of my design include the reclaimed furniture cash wrap that you see here in this elevation. Now, this exterior, it would look just like this, but it is a veneer. So there is room, this is a side view, there's room for storage behind. And on this side, you'll see that from the window view, it blocks off view from the street, so no one's going to see past this cash wrap area. The central area is at 3'4". This will be home to the cash register. And the 2 flanking sides will be at 3 feet for extra storage, busy work, and for wheelchair accessibility. Above these, you'll see that I've used teapot and teacup lighting. Again, this is to add the whimsy to the space. It lightens it up, and it also mimics the whiteware used on the north-facing wall, as well as the overall feel of an egg and breakfast and lunch and coffee. This central teapot light will be at 18 inches in diameter, and the 2 flanking teapot pendants will be 12 inches in diameter. I'm also using the same lighting over the booth tables to create a sense of symmetry in the room. You'll also notice, as I've mentioned before, the velvet booth seating, which helps to absorb sound in this tall yet small space, and also creates a sense of unity with the turquoise cash wrap. So there's a lot of crisp colors and warmth, and I believe it's a really fun space. I've had lots of fun working on this project. I feel that I've met all the criteria that you've laid out for me, and I believe that I've made an inviting and successful space. Do you have any questions for me?
So as far as your changing in your floor, is that still just going to be hardwood with design in the middle, or is it different
it'll be
flooring?
the same hardwood design, just it's going to be really subtle, placed in a separate direction, and the semi bentwood seating will be placed around that so it doesn't distract from it.
So the flooring just goes the opposite direction.
So
Okay.
it's really subtle and sort of helps to mimic the pattern of the brick.
All right.
Thank you.